Yes, sir.
So I had a different dynamic than all the other children I had around me. My mother used to make me read a Bible book, like a children's Bible.
Yes, sir.
I had that book to this day.
Yes, sir.
I had to read it, and I had to come back and tell her about it.
Yes, sir.
So that reading comprehension, I mean, it was just, it was embedded in me. But every child is different.
Right.
So what about having considered the environmental factors that some of these kids go through? Some of these kids, they ain't got heat, they ain't got running water. So their parents are not focusing on that. We talk about from the 90s that the literacy rate hadn't been above 20.
Right.
So that means some of those parents from that time, or those kids from that time are now parents.
Yes, sir.
So they can't teach their kids to read.
Yes, sir.
So I'm saying, so are you doing anything to help parents who may not read to help the kids read? Because that's the first learning environment.
Yes, sir.
At home.
Yes. So I didn't get a chance to get into it, but I'm glad you asked that question because Richland Library partners with an organization called Turning Pages, and their focus is adult literacy. So what I would love to do is set up some kind of program that everybody can learn together, because the average reading level of adults in America anyway is around the 6th grade level. So it's a crisis from the child to the adult. You're absolutely right. And those other environmental factors, the things that I try to do not try to do, I've actually done, is I would give books that would be discarded. I'll give them to our local barbershops. There's a barbershop right next door to us. And, I was like, yo, man, take these books. So while you're waiting, maybe have these kids read a book to you or things like that. I'm starting to partner with more with our local churches, because if we don't do anything, a lot of times what we will do is go to church. So, we start to feed our programmings and our calendar events and stuff like that to the church bulletin board. So that can at least help bring more awareness of what we do have going on. My local church, he was like, hey man, whenever you're ready to start teaching these kids how to read, you have a building to do it in. So that's partnerships of what we have available. So there are certain, we have every first and third Thursdays we have produce that's being donated to our branch. So like it's a holistic problem. So like my what I call the wedding cake idea is have a program that deals with food insecurity, because you're not going to learn with an empty stomach. The literacy that deals with both the parents and the child, and things like that, and bring it all under one roof, all under one thing. But again, that's going to take a lot of collaboration of various organizations and people who are willing to do so. So yeah, the issue is it's a daunting task, but I think we can chip at it to create some change along the way until we get that grand vision going.
And you also brought up imagery.
Yes.
In terms of, I think maybe you may be around about the same age.
Yes, sir.
So when we talk about things like Smart Guy, Steve Urkel, you got to think about Bill Cosby's and all these things, these images, and then next thing you see my wife and kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you're familiar with that show.
Mm-hmm.
Where his name was Junior.
Yeah.
He was
Dumb.
slow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you started getting all these other things that's negative. So like I said, the imagery plays a part in what these kids value and whatnot in terms of what they want to be. So sometimes you might have to give them something that they just, it might not be good, but they're interested in it.
Right.
So because they're interested, they're going to be engaged. They'll read it, and that may help as well.
Yeah, just whatever catalyst that we can use, to make it work. But when it comes to imagery, still the first image is your parents. So if we can get some kind of connection with the parents to at least understand the importance of it, and even if they're not equipped with the literacy tools, at least try to convince them that bringing them to the library will help their children out. Because, plenty of people in our history, brother, is like, I was sharecropper all my life, but they knew the importance of education, and they made sure that their children got the educational resources that they wasn't able, to have. So it's going to take it's going to take all those networks, but especially the parents and the caregivers. They have to buy in first, and that's it's coming along. It's coming along. I tend to have more positive than negative, feedback on that, especially when they see how passionate I am about it. It kind of oozes to the next person. Anything else? Yes, sir.
I was wondering how you initially go approach these organizations. You kind of made something that said you don't just email them and just call it in. You go out there and then knock on the doors.
Yeah.
If you wanted to partner with, I was a restaurant one where they had rating foods and stuff like that. Would you just go knock on the door and just can I talk to someone about this?
Yeah, pretty much. When I first became manager at my branch about 2 years ago, the first thing I did is I hand wrote out, hello, my name is Christopher Fleming. I'm the manager. Nice to meet you. Blah blah blah. Whoop, whoop. And I took it to our local businesses, the Subway, the Food Lion, the doctor's office right there. I took it to all of the schools. And when I went to the schools, I was like, I would love to, set up a meeting with the principal, at their earliest convenience, that we can talk about how we can work together for these things, some ideas that I'm bringing, some ideas that you might have, and how we can fill some of these gaps that we both might be dealing with.
Okay. It reminds me of just
it's like I'm like a door-to-door salesman of literacy.
Yeah.
I will pull up. I have no problem with it. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was probably my favorite presentation so far.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
What did y'all specifically do in the reading club? Were you instructing? Were there people from the schools instructing?
It was our
instructing?
Yeah, it was our reading specialist that we have at the main branch.
Yeah.
So they came out, and I don't know the full details of what they did. I just pretty much provided the space for them to do their thing.
Do you know if I could get in contact with one of them about what was the activities, what was the length of the sessions, things like that?
Yeah, I believe their email is just reading specialist at richlandlibrary.com.
They've done dyslexia trainings before too.
Yeah.
Same group? Okay.
Yep, same group.
Cool. I know who that is.
Sweet. Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions or thoughts, concerns in these last 2 minutes? What's up?
You're in Dr. Copeland's class together?
Yes.
Is this what you're doing for your
Yes. This has been my common theme throughout my whole MLIS journey is developing this, doing more of this, and hashing it out, chiseling at it, trying to make it as perfect as possible.
I'm going to steal some of your resources that you cited?
By all means. By all means. Anything else? Anyone else? Well, I appreciate y'all time. Oh man, we ended at the perfect time, 10:49. Man, we good, man. I appreciate y'all time. Thank you for listening. Thank you.